Hello and welcome to Confidence After Cancer. I'm Gabby Mottershead, cancer recovery coach and creator of the Powerfully You programme, where I support professional women and many other people after cancer to rebuild their confidence, their identity and their direction after treatment ends. And if you're here today listening to this and something inside of you is thinking, I should feel grateful now, but I don't feel how I expected to feel, I want you to know that this is exactly who this episode is for. And if you'd like any support with this, you can book a confidence clarity call with me. The link is in the show notes. I'd love to speak to you, because there's something that happens after cancer that nobody really prepares you for. This quiet, unspoken pressure to feel grateful, grateful to be alive, grateful that treatment is over, grateful that things weren't worse. And on the surface, that sounds like such a positive thing, doesn't it? But for so many people after cancer, it can actually feel incredibly heavy. You may recognise this if people say things to you like, you must be so grateful it's all over, and at least you're still here, and everything happens for a reason. And I know people are trying to be kind, and you may find yourself nodding along, smiling, trying to stay positive, saying all the right things, but inside you might be thinking, actually, I feel exhausted. Really, I feel different now, and I just don't feel like myself anymore. And even worse, why am I not happier? I thought when this is all finished, I would feel elated, I would feel triumphant, I would feel joyful, and I'm not. And I don't want to be miserable anymore, but I just don't feel happy in myself. And then comes the guilt, because you think, I really should feel grateful, so why don't I? And this is something many of the people I work with, and more broadly survivors generally, can experience. And it can feel incredibly isolating, like you're the only one having these crazy thoughts. That's how I felt. I think actually there must be something really wrong with me, because everyone else says I should be grateful, and I don't feel like that. I'm just not feeling it. So let's just gently shift this, because I've come to realise now that gratitude and struggle can exist at the same time. You can be grateful to be alive, and you can also be grieving for the life that you had before. You can appreciate your body, but also at the same time feel disconnected from it. It's possible that you can feel thankful and at the same time feel lost and lonely, because there is no rule that says you have to feel just one thing only. And that pressure to stay positive, as everyone keeps telling you, can actually stop you sometimes from moving forward. It can stop you from processing what you've been through, because it's big. You know it's big. Because what's really happening here isn't about gratitude. It's about identity. Because before cancer, you had a sense of who you were, how you worked, how you showed up in the world, what felt normal for you. And after cancer, that version of you may have shifted, because nobody has really given you that space to explore that. Because the expectation is you should just feel lucky. Just feel lucky and move on, put it behind you, move along and get back to how you were before. And this is often the point where many people start to feel stuck, not because they're doing anything wrong, but because they're trying to force themselves into an emotional experience that doesn't actually match where they actually are. This is something I work with the clients I work with privately. That space where they're saying, I should feel better by now. But underneath that, there's confusion, pressure, and disconnection. And when we take away that expectation to feel grateful all of the time, something starts to shift. And it can be quite a beautiful thing to see that shift, because I love to see people start to feel more like themselves again. Not the old version of themselves all the time, but a new, more grounded version of where they are now. And so I want to gently ask you a question. Where in your life are you telling yourself you should feel something instead of actually allowing yourself to feel what's actually true for you? Just notice that. Just be curious about it. Try not to judge whatever comes up for you. I'll ask you that question again. Where in your life are you telling yourself you should feel something instead of allowing yourself to feel, just feel it, what is actually true for you? Just noticing, not judging, just reflecting on what comes up and how you are actually feeling. Just get in touch with those feelings. Because if this resonates, I want you to know there is nothing wrong with you. You are not ungrateful. You are not a bad person to be feeling the way that you are. You're human. And what you're feeling makes complete sense after everything that you've been through. And if you'd like any support navigating this, rebuilding your confidence, and reconnecting with who you are now, you are very welcome, my love, to book a confidence clarity call with me. It's a calm, supportive space for us to talk about where you are now and what you need next. The link is in the show notes, so feel free to get in touch with me and book a call. I'd love to hear from you. So thank you for being with me here today. Take from this what you need. I always say this, I'm here to share my experience. I share as well what I learned from my lovely clients, because I learn from them. Every time I have a call with a client, I learn something new, a different perspective, and that's why I enjoy the work I do so much. And I would never break any confidences, but it's so interesting, some of the themes that come up time and time again. So I'm not here to say follow these 20 steps I've got for you and this is the path to getting to where you need to be. I'm here to share my experiences, share the experiences of my clients, and say to you, take what you need. If any of this resonates and if any of this is helpful for you, absolutely take it, reflect on it, and use it for yourself. But most importantly, I want to say to you, always be gentle with yourself. Sometimes we really can be our own worst critics, and the world's full of critics already. So why not give yourself a hug? Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Show yourself some compassion for everything that you've been through. I know it's a lot. I know you're carrying it. But I just want to say, take care, stay safe, stay sane, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Thanks for listening.